Hi everybody, it's Patty. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for everyone who came by my channel and watched my first video. I was just blown away by the number of views and likes and subscribers and comments. Thank you all so much. And if you're a new subscriber, in my first video, I'd basically drawn this book on one of the days in my Fobonichi. And somebody had asked me if I would do a video on my altered book. So I thought, well, hey, that's a great thing to do for my second video. I knew when I wanted to make this book that it had to fit 3 books. I have 3 things that I needed to put in it. And the largest of the 3 was my composition book. This is what I use for notes and worksheets and just ideas, anything that has to do with our budget and finances. It's a pretty good sized book. This is the big one, kids would take to school. None of the books I had at the house that I was willing to cut up were the right size. So I took that composition book with me to the thrift store and I went through all their books in their, on their bargain rack, and I found this one and it was the perfect size. It's a good thick size because the encyclopedia was pretty thick. I mean, it was a good sized book. So I figured it was going to be just right, and it really was. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So anyway, when I got it home, I just gutted it. And the way I do that, and I saw this on another YouTube channel, and if I can remember and find it, I will link it. But basically, you can see the guts of the book are really only attached to the cover and spine at like these 2 spots, and it's like that all the way down. So if you just take an X-Acto knife and you cut right down through there, you're cutting out the guts. It's easier to do it once you get your, like, this first page is like glued to this is all together here, and you need to just like cut down through there. You see these where the stitching is? That's what you want to cut down through there. And I just did that on the front and the back. And so then you had your chunk of the guts of the book, and then you have the cover, spine, and back cover is basically all one piece. It didn't fall apart or anything. It just was flat and open, and like so. But I knew I was going to be punching holes in it to put the elastic, so I wanted to reinforce it a little bit. So I just wrapped duct tape around it and around it to make sure it was really going to hold up. And then the cover, I just covered it with contact paper that I had laying around from an old project. In fact, this used up the very last of it. And this was a Martha Stewart label. And that's it. Oh, and the elastics were from when I made my homemade Midori or faux dori, whatever. I had elastic left over, so that's where that's from. So I didn't go out and buy anything specific for this except the book, and it was $1. So as you see, I punched 3 holes here at the top and 3 at the bottom, and I just I laced the elastics just like you would in a Midori. But that's basically what I did, and everything's held in there really well. Nothing's coming out. And what's great is because it is so thick, there's exactly enough room for all 3 books. Even though 2 of them are actually spirals, there is still plenty of room, and it opens. I can move it around really easy, and it opens up, and it's great. Okay, so now we move on to the inside of the book. Over here I've just got some highlighting page flag things. And this is my first book. It's the Sugar Paper Notes Planner from Target. And it's just got it's just the months, basically. There's no weeks or days or anything. It's just months. And then the whole rest of the book after December, it's just pages like this all the way through, and there's a ton of them. So I knew when I saw this at Target that it was going to be perfect for my budget book, because I use the front, the months at a glance, and what I'll do is whatever bills are due or whatever bills I can pay on that payday, I'll write them down. So I know real quick at a glance what's going to be due that day. You know, but a more in-depth, each paycheck thing is what I'll put the date of the check, how much I think it's going to be. I've been pretty good about with my own checks, knowing how many hours I worked in a particular paycheck. I know how much I'm going to get. Still working on that with my husband. He's got a brand new job, so it's a little hit and miss with his, but so far so good. So then what I do is I will, and I've blocked out all the amounts, but what I do is I would write the amount of the check that we're getting, and then I would just start subtracting the amounts of the bills I know are due. So I just subtract, you know, whatever Comcast is, whatever Vonage is, Dropbox, Netflix, whatever those things are going to be, all the way down, and I just subtract it from that amount. Then whatever is left is what goes toward, you know, like here I put more groceries and gas, but actually this is the amount that's going to go in my cash envelope system, and then from there I just decide how much goes into each envelope. Anyway, so these have to get paid no matter what, and then whatever's left over is flexible as to which cash envelopes they end up going into. And I just do that with each week, and it works really well for us. And so on these pages I write myself notes to remember to stay on budget, remember the big picture. Over here I've got, there's a couple of weeks where I pay off a bill. Like there's a couple of loans and a credit card I think that are coming up we're going to be paying off. So I just keep reminding myself, you know, hey, you know, next week we're going to pay off a bill or something like that. So anyway, so that I've got enough room to do several weeks. Hopefully I can get through the whole year in this one book. I don't know if I can or not. I think so. If not, then I'll just get another book. So that brings us to our second book in here. And it's just, like I said, it's just a composition book. It's got all sorts of things. Like I think the first pages are things I've sold on eBay. Is it a wish list for the tax refund? This is a list of our debts as of the first of the year, and then, you know, how much they are, what the payments are per month, and as I pay them off, I just write down the date that I do it on. And then I've got like things I've ordered online. And back here, yeah, this is ideas for sinking funds. I've got envelopes for most of these things. And then I got our Get Out of Debt plan, phases 1 through 4, and there's an extra bonus of phase 5 through 6 of things that we want to do after we're out of debt. So anyway, that's basically what this book is. It's just kind of brainstorming and stuff like that. And that brings us to this one. Now this is a book you can get at Dollar General. And I had one last year and I loved it so much. I made sure they had them again this year and I got one. And it's real simple. Basically, you've got your 2015, 2016, 2017 calendars over here. I don't even use this. What I love it for is these pages. Each one has a month, or each month has a page, and there's a big pocket that you put your paper bills in. I don't have a whole lot of paper bills anymore. There's almost everything we do, we pay online. But every now and then, though, we do get like medical bills and stuff like that in, or a credit card bill or something. But anyway, those would all go in here. And even if it's like these two actually are a couple of recurring bills that they are paid online, but these are the bills that they have to do with. That even though I pay them online, I have these paper copies of the bills, And all of the information I need to log in and pay them is on there. So basically, you know, it's like I just paid them in February, so I took them out of the February pocket and I moved them to the March pocket. When they get paid in March, I'll move them to the April pocket. And if any new bills come in, then they'll just go in there. But I don't really care if they were in date order. It didn't matter to me as long as they were listed. So I just put down all of the bills that we have to pay each month. Then I would put the amount, and as they were paid, I marked them off. It's very simple. You know, there's no budgeting or anything to do with this really, other than this is just a tracker. And so like here, it's easy for me to look at February and go, hey, look at that, I've paid everything in February except I haven't paid Comcast. It's paid yet. Today, actually. My husband got paid today. Anyway, and then over here I can see nothing for March has been paid yet. And then March starts in a couple days. I haven't paid any of my March bills yet. But as I said, today's a payday. So even though there's one bill from February left here, all the rest of that paycheck's got to go toward March bills. So, and this time I did put them kind of mostly in date order. Basically, I can look, it's like these are the first ones I have to get paid, and then it just goes on from there. So that actually has helped. I think I'm going to keep doing it in date order. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Then I just put a binder clip on here to hold a pencil. I actually, to be honest, I do this in a friction pen most often because the pencil just does not show up on this. It's cardboard, it's not slick, but this pencil is just not any good. But I need to put my friction pen there. But I like having my friction pen on my desk where I can get to it easily, so I just keep a pencil in here. Well, anyway, and that is the end of that book. And this book, it comes with an elastic, so it can be closed like that if you're, you know, if you're just using it, just throwing it in your purse to go pay bills or something. Okay, really so great. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the book. And so anyway, that's it. And I really, like I said, I appreciate you all coming and viewing my videos. You know, hey, give me a comment. You probably can find me in the planners and Fibonacci groups on Facebook. I'm in there quite a bit. That may be where you see the link to come here to start with. So hi everybody from the groups. Thanks a lot again, and have a great day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.